KHOU 11 News at 5 starts now.
He pulled out the gun at me, and he was like, oh, get out the car, or, I'm going to shoot you.
Right now, a man describes being carjacked at gunpoint in Northeast Houston. This is a story you'll only see on KHOU 11.
The fight against fentanyl a year after the creation of a joint task force in Houston. We are getting a look at its progress.
Also, 2 people arrested for allegedly scamming grieving families out of thousands of dollars in funeral expenses. What we're learning about the scheme.
But up first, the weather. We are now dealing with rain for what I believe is the 5th day in a row. Good evening to you. I'm Cheryl Mercedes. Mia is off tonight.
And I'm Lynn Cannon. He is David Paul. David, we just saw that view of the Galleria area. Couldn't see a thing.
Yeah, rain's expanded across the area over the past couple of hours, really from nothing to a whole lot of coverage. I expect a good chance you'll get rained on, but most of the rain is not too terribly heavy. Although that being said, it's a pretty heavy downpour across the heart of Houston right now. Lightning and thunder there on the south side heading toward the Hobby Airport area. North side coming across the Aldine area. That's moving northeast at about 15 to 20, so it won't sit on you too long, but it could cause some minor street ponding as we head home on this Friday getaway evening rush. Now, all the river floods continue, but they will all fall below their flood levels as we head through the weekend, and by early next week, we should see them all dropping down to more normal levels. And this rain today is not expected to aggravate any new flooding, although it is going to make the roads wet tonight. This is 8 o'clock, still a good chance for scattered showers, 1 or 2 isolated heavy downpours. The rain all comes to an end overnight. We go into Saturday morning, 6:30. Rain's gone, it's chilly, it's in the 50s, and we'll have a north wind. It's going to be a breezy day tomorrow. Here's your Saturday, 56 in the morning, 59 by noon, sunny and breezy, high of 62 on a cool Saturday. I'll have the rest of the weekend forecast, and we'll look into next week as well, coming up here in a couple of minutes.
We'll see you then. Thank you, David. And only on KHOU 11 tonight, a Houston man speaking out about a terrifying encounter in Northeast Houston.
Yeah, he was carjacked at gunpoint outside of a beauty supply store.
Jason Miles is live with what the man is saying about the ordeal. Jason.
Hey there, guys. Yeah, the crime happened earlier this month right outside the store you see behind me, although HPD just released video yesterday. The victim hopes that video helps catch the guys who took his car. Cosmetology is among the ways 22-year-old Luis Conde earns a living.
I've been doing it for almost 7 years.
He often stops at this beauty supply store in the 9600 block of Jensen.
I always go to that store. Never thought anything like that would ever happen,
Video released by HPD Robbery shows what happened from multiple angles in the middle of the afternoon, starting with a group of guys wearing hoodies walking outside a convenience store. Then one of them approaches Conde's car, parked outside the beauty supply right next door.
So he was trying to be friendly. He asked me for a cigarette and a lighter, and I told him I didn't have any.
He says the suspect then pulled out a gun while poking through the passenger side window as Conde nervously tried to back up.
He pulled out the gun at me, and he was like, oh, get out the car, or, I'm going to shoot you, and in that instant, in that moment, I didn't know whether or not the gun was armed or not.
The 3 other guys then walk around to the driver's side as Conde gets out and walks away with his hands up before the robbers get away with his car, phone, and hundreds in cash.
Honestly, I do feel some type of way, because it was like, I worked so hard for the things that I have, I work, for somebody to just come in and, take those things away from me, my hard work, and I just feel like, it wasn't right, it wasn't the right thing to do.
Conde says he didn't recognize the suspects from any previous trips to the store.
I've never seen them before, never.
But he's confident someone knows exactly who they are. And there is a little bit of good news. Police at least ended up recovering or finding Conde's car about 6 miles from the crime scene here. Anyone with information about the guys seen in that video should call Crime Stoppers. Reporting live on the northeast side, Jason Miles, KHOU 11 News.
Very, very tough situation for that young man. Fortunately, he did get the car back. Jason, thank you.
Tonight, Deer Park police need your help identifying a man caught on camera slashing nearly a dozen tires. Check this out. It happened on Wednesday night at a home on Ellen Drive and Park Avenue. Police say 11 tires total were slashed. The homeowner says he and his family don't know this man. He says the suspect also rang their front doorbell before getting back into his black SUV and shouting profanity as he drove away.
By the time I got off the shower and got dressed, he was gone. And that's when I hear, all the air just coming out like, psst. I couldn't believe it, how it happened, why, I mean, honestly, I have no enemies, I have no idea, like, why.
The homeowner says his wife and 4 children were not hurt. If you recognize the suspect, you're urged to call Deer Park Police. Well, the Harris County District Attorney and agents with the Drug Enforcement Agencies say their task force targeting fentanyl dealers is working.
And since launching last year, they say it's led to 15 cases. The youngest overdose victim they had to deal with was just 14. Adam Bennett, live in West Houston tonight. Adam, local seizures up this year.
Yeah, Lynn, the DEA's Houston office says they have seized more than 1 million lethal doses of fentanyl. Their special agent in charge here calls it the biggest threat facing this country. This new task force goes after the dealers whose doses kill. And now, thanks to a new law, they can be charged with first-degree murder.
Losing a child is the most difficult thing somebody can go through. I'll tell you that right now.
It's been a year and a half since Barry Wallace lost his 25-year-old daughter, Honor. Dealing with that loss, he says, hasn't gotten any easier.
I don't want anybody to have to go through what we're going through. And
prosecutors say Honor died after Adam Briggs sold her a pill she didn't know was laced with fentanyl. Now Briggs is being prosecuted by a task force targeting alleged dealers in deadly overdoses.
Taking drugs is not a death penalty offense, and it shouldn't be. And we're seeing people die by the hundreds, even the thousands here in Houston.
Experts say fentanyl is nearly impossible to detect.
You have individuals think they're taking an Adderall to study longer for an exam possibly. Instead, they get a pill that's laced with fentanyl and they die immediately.
It's why Barry Wallace says every parent should talk with their kids.
But I would be very frank with kids if I was parents and not sugarcoat it and say, if you don't listen to me, you might die.
And August says since that new law took effect in September, 2 alleged dealers have now been charged with first-degree murder. She also says that her office has a border prosecutor focused on fentanyl deliveries that are coming up from Mexico. Cheryl?
Glad to see they are making progress there. Thank you so much, Adam Bennett.
Tonight, we're learning more about 2 people accused of running a funeral scam. Javon Major and Sandy Broussard are charged with forgery. Investigators say they bilked at least 13 families out of thousands of dollars by pretending to run a funeral business. Some of the families speaking out at a news conference today.
He forged my future brother-in-law signature, who was a city council, and stole all the money.
So my auntie called him the day of the funeral. He said, "Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna be there at 9 a.m. The day of the funeral, completely gone, nowhere to be found. So we had to double pay the church.
He set a price of $14,000. Once he seen the policy was $20,000, he fraudulently signed my dad's name and maxed out the policy.
So they're talking about the insurance policy is what they're ripping them off for. If you think you were scammed by these 2 suspects, that's Javon Major and Sandy Broussard, you were urged to call the Harris County Precinct 1 Constable's office. New video released today by a candidate for Harris County Sheriff. Look at this. It shows a series of alleged altercations at the Harris County Jail. The fights and attacks involve inmates, jailers, as well as a civilian employee. Civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump in town now, representing families who have had loved ones die behind bars. Katira Winfrey has more.
These are portions of 5 videos shared with KHOU 11 News by an opponent of Sheriff Ed Gonzalez, allegedly showing altercations inside the Harris County Jail. In one, it appears to show an inmate pushing a jailer down the stairs. In another, a civilian is punched.
You can expect the expectation of violence. You can expect punishment and torment.
Harris County Sheriff candidate Joe Incencio shared the videos with reporters during a joint news conference Friday with State Representative Ron Reynolds and civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump. Incencio says he was given the video by a confidential source inside the jail, a supervisor who was fed up with the violence.
We want transparency to see if the inmates did something wrong or to see if the jailers did something wrong.
Benjamin Crump is currently representing 27 families who say they have loved ones who died inside the Harris County Jail. Annette Barrett James says her brother died in jail 3 years ago.
It means so much to us to have someone here that can make a significant impact.
Crump's team filed suit against the sheriff's office back in August of 2023, alleging mistreatment, and say these videos, also given to them by Incencio, may be indicative of a culture that may have contributed to their loved ones' deaths.
Every video, every witness, every medical report helps us put together the puzzle.
The people in the videos shared are not tied to the current litigation, but Crump says he hopes it compels others to come forward, and this family hopes it forces more questions to be answered.
That was Katira Winfrey reporting. Another man from the Houston area has been charged for his alleged role in the January 6th Capitol riots. Duong Liu is facing 4 misdemeanor charges, including entering a restricted building without lawful authority and disorderly conduct. Court records show Liu could not describe the function of the Capitol building during questioning by investigators. However, the documents state he did understand that he wasn't supposed to be on premise that day. Legislation to address the crisis at the southern border might have to wait until next year. Republicans are helping to negotiate a bipartisan Senate deal, but former President Donald Trump is urging his party to stop it, saying passage would let the Democrats share the, quote, political win. Some Republicans are expressing frustration.
I don't doubt that he wants a perfect deal, so do I on it. But we've got to be able to figure out how to be able to do something right now.
I just reject the idea that we should reserve a crisis for a better time to solve it.
Polls show immigration is the top issue for GOP voters.
New reports say Britain's King Charles is doing well after undergoing a procedure for an enlarged prostate. Buckingham Palace says the procedure was carried out at the London Clinic private hospital this morning. King Charles went public with his health last week as a way of encouraging other men to get their prostates checked.
New at 5, new video of flooding near the San Jacinto River in northeast Harris County. This is near Huffman Cleveland Road. We're told several residents did not want to leave their home despite Harris County's Sheriff's Office helping them today.
We deployed our boats here in the water and looking for residents that wanted to get out their flooded homes. We encountered 2 males as well as a female, and we asked them if they wanted to get out, but they refused to get out.
The Harris County Sheriff's Department says as of right now, there are no injuries related to floodwaters. And Dave, thank goodness it looks like the weekend is looking dry.
Ta-da!
Yay! Winner, winner.
We are going to dry it out, which is wonderful because right now a lot of rain across the area. But Saturday, chilly, breezy day, 65, Sunday 60, cool, sunny. Really, it's going to be a beautiful, beautiful weekend. That's what it looks like. Our camera on the Gulf Freeway, we're looking north toward downtown. That's outbound on the Gulf Freeway, inbound on the Gulf Freeway. Downtown's right here, but it's covered in rain right now. We're getting rain showers coming across the area. Heavy in downtown right now. Bush 62, Hobby 64, Sugar Land at 63, Huntsville is 60, Galveston is 58. It is cool, cloudy, and now it's turned wet out here across the area. We thought we might see widespread showers in the afternoon and evening. We are seeing that. Had one pretty good thunderstorm come through downtown. It's now showing signs of weakening, but still a little lightning and thunder out of this one as it heads to the east side. So Pasadena to Pearland, heading I-10 east over toward Baytown. Pretty good rain shower there. There's one right over Bush Cottonville Airport. That's a heavy thunderstorm just right on them. That will continue to move northeast at about 15 to 20. Shouldn't sit on us too long. It's going to cause some street ponding, slowing down the evening rush, but it's not forecast to cause any new flooding concerns. We continue to monitor rivers across southeast Texas. Rivers crest this weekend, and they will begin to fall early next week. Many of them get back below flood stage as we head into Monday and Tuesday of next week, but stay away from these rivers, especially here on 59, right there where it crosses over, it's the San Jacinto River coming over 59, right there up from Lake Houston. Lots of high water on the roads leading close to the river. Okay, this evening, 8 o'clock, still scattered showers. I think the heaviest of the stuff will be moving northeast by 8 o'clock. Everything comes to an end overnight. We start tomorrow morning mostly cloudy and a little chilly, 55 degrees. This is 7 o'clock Saturday morning, and we'll have a pretty good north breeze as well. That's going to be with us all day tomorrow. North wind, highs in the upper 50s, low 60s, but the sun comes back out and no new rain expected tomorrow. So as we look at Saturday, 56, sunny and chilly in the morning. Sunny and breezy at lunchtime. North wind may gust 25 to 30. High temp goes to 62 on a sunny, breezy, dry Saturday. And as we look ahead, this is the evening rainmaker coming through. This will be late tonight, early Saturday morning, but by sunrise Saturday, the rain's exiting and there's high pressure building in to give us a sunny and cool weekend and a quiet stretch of weather next week. That may be the most important part of that high pressure building in. So here's Saturday again, sunny and chilly. Wind with a high temperature of 62. Is going to be a breezy, sunny Saturday and Sunday. North wind at 15 on Sunday, high near 60. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, all dry. So we get a chance to watch the rivers and creeks and bayous go down. There's a slight chance for a scattered shower a week from today. Temps are comfortably cool with no significant rain in the forecast for the next 7 days, other than what's coming down right now, which is slowing down the Friday evening rush for the next couple of hours, guys.
Yeah. First it's bad, then it's good. We like the good.
Absolutely.
Thank you, David. That's all we have for now. But remember, we're available anytime and anywhere online.
Here's what we've got coming up for KHOU 11 News at 6.
Mail delays almost cost one Houston business the opportunity to be part of a big night in music, the Grammys. I'm Julissa Garza with that story tonight at 6.